Upon arrival in Ukraine, you will be met by a HOPE representative. They will be prepared with transportation to Kiev and then onto your camp location. In most cases, you will ride a bus to Kiev. It's about a 45-minute drive. On the bus, each person will be given fresh water. Drinking a lot of water will help your body adjust to the new time zone environment. Next, you will proceed to the train station for overnight ride to your camp location. The trains are equipped with beds, so you can rest through the night. Please be sure all of your personal belongings are secure, as you are in the train station and on the train as pickpockets often target group of foreigners. Please remain with your group the entire time. If you have any questions or requests during the trip, we recommend that you talk to your HOPE representative. One of the trip highlights will include staying with Ukrainian host family. It is a great opportunity to experience Ukrainian culture. You will have the chance to sample Ukrainian traditional foods, hear interesting stories about life in Ukraine, and to make friendships that can last forever. Each home can house from 2 to 5 people. You will work with your team leader for housing assignments. Every host home will have an interpreter, so you'll be able to communicate with your host family. During meals, feel free to try all foods offered by your host family. All prepared foods will be safe to eat. Ukrainian hospitality will be evident as your host will prepare more food than you'll be able to eat. Don't hesitate to politely refuse more helpings of food. You won't offend your host family. Don't drink water that comes from the tap. Your HOPE representative will ensure that fresh water is available at all times. Ask your interpreter or HOPE representative if you have questions about what to eat or drink.
Each teacher or team of teachers will partner with an interpreter who will assist you at the camp and the host family. Interpreters are critical to the success of the trip because they provide clarity and understanding in the cross-cultural setting. For this reason, they all are compensated for their services. Please do not hesitate to utilize your interpreter's skills and training at any time.
Here are a few important tips for working with an interpreter. First, plan your time carefully while working with the interpreter. Please keep in mind that you'll have about half the allotted time to share. So if the time slot is 20 minutes, the spoken time with the translator will be closer to 10 minutes. Before the lesson, sit with your interpreter to discuss the games and activities you're going to use in class. The more the interpreter knows, the more effective the interpretation. Let your interpreter look through the rules of the game so it'll be easier for them to explain the rules to the students. If you plan to give your testimony or preach in the church service, read from a script. Make sure to give the Bible verses ahead of time and give the interpreter a copy. The more familiar they are with the subject matter, the better job they will do. If you plan to talk about a controversial issue, let the interpreter know. It is advisable to consult with the interpreter first to see if he or she thinks it will work. Always direct your message to the listeners, not to the interpreter. When working with an interpreter, be sure to watch the faces and eyes of the listeners. This will help you determine whether or not the subject, idea, or illustration is being grasped. Be ready to repeat or rephrase something said. While working through the interpreter, please refrain from using slang words, jargons, technical terms, and long, complicated sentences. Do not rush. To alleviate the pressure as much as possible, speak slowly and clearly. If you rush, the interpreter is more likely to become stressed, and the quality of the translation may drop.